What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm just going to run through my full Sega Mega Drive collection, showing you all the accessories I've got for it. Before we get started, if you can hit that subscribe button, comment and like the video, it would be very much appreciated guys. So let's get started then. This is the Sega Mega Drive 2. Now I picked this up in a bundle not so long ago for around 30, came with a controller and maybe about 3 games, all the wires included, and it looked in relatively good condition, so I had to have it for the collection. So as it stands at the moment, I don't have any accessories for this particular model of the Sega Mega Drive, which I'll be changing soon. I'm going to get some accessories for that. So that brings me on to the next two. So these are two different models of the Sega Mega Drive. Even though they look the same, there are some slight differences. So if you look above the cartridge slot, you'll see high definition graphics there in text. This is a slightly newer Sega Mega Drive than the console next to it. As you can see, it's got an extra port here. The older models don't actually have that socket there. I know that there are quite a few different versions of the Sega Mega Drive. These are the only 3 that I have. As you can see, the text isn't on this one, so it doesn't say high definition graphics. And on the back, you'll see that the port I showed you on the other one is not there. So this one is a lot older than the other. So I'll compare them side by side. The only real noticeable difference is the power label underneath the 16-bit is slightly different colours on the two consoles. So I'll move on to the accessories. This is where it gets a little bit exciting. So the first accessory I've got for you is this, the Sega Mega Drive Master System converter. So the Master System was the console before this, and they had slightly different cartridges, so you couldn't play any of your Master System games in this new Sega Mega Drive unless you had this converter. So you slot that into the top, and then what this allows you now to do is put in your your Master System games, and it would allow you to play it on this new console. So you just flip that out there and put the cartridge in there. So the good thing about this is it blends in so well with the console. The next accessory I've got for you is the Mega CD drive. If you watched our videos before, you'll know that we only picked up this very recently for an amazing price of about 80 as a bundle. So this just slides onto the top like this. And I think one of the cool things about this whole console is the way you can put all these accessories together, and it looks like an absolute machine. Like, you think about all the modern consoles nowadays, you don't really get things like this that you can add on to make it look even bigger and cooler. So out of all the consoles in my collection, this is the one that I've got the most for, I feel like, in accessories, because there's so much to get. So I'll move on to the next one. Again, you've probably seen it in a previous video. I've got the Sega Mega Drive Arcade Power Stick. So this is an official Sega Mega Drive controller. There are quite a few different brands but that aren't made by Sega. But this one is the official, and it's absolutely huge and heavy compared to some of the others. So another one that I picked up recently is this one, the Sega Mega Stick. You can see under there you've got a different company logo, so it's not made officially by Sega. It's a lot smaller and doesn't feel as heavy as the other one, but still a cool thing to have. Now I'll show you the next thing. I don't know if any of you will recognise this because it is quite a more recent thing on the Sega Mega Drive. So this is the Sega Mega Drive. I'm going to personally call it the mini version. So that plays Sega Mega Drive games. So it does everything that the console does, but just in a smaller version. And I want to say this was released within the last, 15 years or so. So a long time after the actual console came out. So that particular accessory does come with controllers, but it's slightly different to the original. So I'll show you the original first. That's the original Sega Mega Drive controller that goes with the console, the bigger console. So I think personally myself, this is one of the most comfiest controllers to hold, and the one that comes with this console looks like this. So it's a lot smaller, it feels a lot cheaper. like look at them side by side. So yeah, just thought I'd show you what they look like side by side. But they're the controllers that I have for this console. So what I'll do now is I'll go through some of the games I have. I do have some Master System games in here just because of the accessory on the top, so I thought I'd just include some of them. So we've got Micro Machines. I absolutely love this game myself. I remember playing it as a kid, and I know that it's on so many different consoles like the PlayStation and all that. So I've been recommended this game by a lot of retro gamers. Mickey's Castle of Illusion. A lot of people had this when they were younger. I personally didn't, but I thought I'd add it into the collection. So this is a bit of a weird one. Every CEX that I go into, I see this game. So this must have been mass produced, and I can imagine a lot of people probably had it. I still haven't got around to trying it out yet. So I've also got The Lion King. A good old classic game which I had as a kid, so I had to get it. Got FIFA 96. Sorry, I'm just checking the games are in there. So I'll show you the Master System game. So here's the Mega Drive and here's the Master System. So exactly the same game, probably slightly better graphics on the Mega Drive though. See, this is what the cartridges used to look like on the Master System. And what you'd do is you'd lift up this little slot and slip that in there so it could play. So nowadays on all the newer systems you can't play, for example, PS4 games, PS3 games, PS2 or PS1 on the PlayStation 5. Nothing is backwards compatible anymore. So it was quite nice that some of the retro ones still have this. So I'll show you the last couple of games that we've got. So I know that this is a bit of a shooter game. I don't actually have this accessory for the console, so it is something I'm going to look to get in the future, because I can't test that game out until I've got the accessory. You got Bubsy 2. I absolutely loved the 3D one on the PlayStation 1. So I thought I would try some of the older versions and see what they look like. Let us know if you guys had any of these games in your collection. Another football game. This is what it looked like when you were playing. And the next game, we've got a racing game. This is what it looked like. So most of these I haven't actually played, so I don't know if they're any good. One of my all-time favourites, Worms. So I had this on the PlayStation 1. But this actually looks like it has slightly better graphics than the one on the PlayStation. Awesome game, highly recommend it. And last but not least, we've got another Master System game, which is RoboCop. Another really good one. So what I'll do is I'll quickly now show you 3 games that I have for the Mega CD, the accessory at the bottom. These were all shown in a very recent video, so that goes in there, so it's a CD. So it does, not only does this console take cartridges, it takes the previous system's cartridges, the Master System, and also the Mega CD discs. So what I'll also do at the end of the video is I'll quickly show you some bits that I'm looking at getting for this collection to add on. There's not much more that we need to get, I don't think. Obviously there's a load more games I need to pick up, but for accessory wise I think we're nearing the end. So I'm definitely looking at getting the Sega Mega Drive 32X. So I'm also trying to look at getting this, which allows you to have 4 controllers connected to your console at once. So that would allow you to play some of the 4-player games on the system. And that then brings us to the end of the video. So thanks for watching, guys. If you stayed to the very end, thanks again. And I'll see you in the next one.